I am willing to bet all the money in my bank account that most people watching right now have seen this viral video of the Brooklyn Nets dancing or at least heard the song in it.
Ooh, let me squeeze. Yeah.
They tryna be crack. Yeah, they tryna be crack. Yeah. I'm saying that I been a pet like Kid Cudi. I smoke dope like Kid Cudi.
And of course, that song is none other than what I would consider to be Playboi Carti's most famous leak of all time by a large margin. Pissy Pamper, also called Kid Cudi. While I did say that this is Playboi Carti's most famous leak of all time, the song actually wasn't even his, and he was only doing the chorus, but nonetheless, the popularity and catchiness of the Pierre-Bourne produced beat ended up skyrocketing Carti's notoriety among music fans. What is truly odd about the entire situation, however, is that such a popular song never ended up coming out, and it still remains unreleased to this day. So in this video, we will be taking a look through Pissy Pamper's history and analyzing how it ended up becoming Playboi Carti's most famous leak, along with why it never ended up dropping. So first of all, the song was officially titled Pissy Pamper. The name Kid Cudi is, I believe, just something fans started circulating based on Carti's chorus vocals where he says Kid Cudi. The song was actually never Carti's song like I mentioned before. It was meant for Young Nudy and Pierre-Bourne's collab album Slimere, which released on May 8th, 2019. The song of course featured Carti doing the chorus with Young Nudy verses, but Carti's chorus combined with the beat was infectious enough that it ended up really ballooning his popularity and not Nudy's, funny enough. The original version of the song leaked on April 19th, 2019, meaning that it was made sometime before then.
Yeah, they tryna be crack. Yeah, they tryna be crack. Yeah, she wanna be Carti. That bitch is a Barbie. I'm a fucking house. I'm saying that I been a pet.
Slimere is already a phenomenal project and Pierre and Nudy go so well together, but it really is a shame that Pissy Pamper never ended up dropping on that album because of sample clearance issues. You see, when Pierre was producing the beat, he framed it around a sample he took from Twilight by Mai Yamane, which was made in 1980. It seems like Pierre used the sample to make the beat and was trying to get it cleared at the same time, but was never able to get it cleared for use on Slimere. I can see why he made the beat without knowing if the sample would be cleared or not, because the sample is so insane and really makes the song stand out and feel unique. But it seems despite the song's popularity, even 4 years later in 2023, the Pissy Pamper with its original sample was never cleared to drop, thus restricting it to being forever a leak. The song actually has a second iteration with some slight changes, namely some censoring and an extra beat drop on Carti's chorus, so it is likely that this version was the one being officially sent off for clearance with the Slimere album before it was blocked from being released.
I'm smoking that pan. Just up my yeah, they tryna ride it. Yeah, they throwing the
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here? Running from the cops, gotta keep my Glock. When I see them cops, you know I have my Glock.
It makes me question, honestly, the sample clearance pipeline and how producers work around that. Like in this case, Pierre liked the sample and used it to make the beat before getting it officially cleared, which ended up coming back to bite him later when it was blocked from release. But also, Pierre had no idea the song would blow up and be so popular, so I don't really blame him for approaching the beat making process the way that he did. It makes more sense to make a bunch of beats with samples and then try to clear them once the song is more developed and you know for sure you want it to be officially released. It just sucks when a situation like this happens. The original sounding Pissy Pamper with the blocked sample would be scrapped once it was not going to be released, and Pierre went back to the drawing board to rework the song with a different sample and a new beat for it to be potentially released later on down the road. He previewed this version of the song on his Instagram story, and honestly it doesn't sound bad, but there was no way he would be able to top how good the original original sample sounded.
They be talking about it, but don't know who we don't. They be talking about it, but don't know who we don't.
Obviously, this version of the song also never ended up dropping, and the song was not included on Slimeer, nor was it released in the years following, despite Pierre changing the sample. I think honestly he probably realized that the moment of Pissy Pamper's fame was probably passing and was only due to the original sample, so that's why even though he changed the beat, it still hasn't released. At this point, so many people have heard it, I think releasing the song would almost be pointless, which is probably also what Pierre and Young Nudy are thinking, considering it remains unreleased. Really quick before the end of the video, I wanted to clear one thing up, and that is with this version of Pissy Pamper that a lot of fans thought was real.
Gotta go now, gotta go. Swerving in my whip, can't slow down. Driving fast with cars, boy, I'm
It's my first name, conceited, that's my birth name. Stand on my own feet and use my penis as my third leg.
It turns out that it is fake, and the A$AP Rocky and Lil Uzi never recorded for the song. Their verses were taken from other places, with Uzi's coming from Go Off, which was made for the Fast and Furious soundtrack in 2017, and Rocky's being taken from a VMAs freestyle he did in 2012.
Gotta go now, gotta go now, gotta go. Swerving in my whip, can't slow down. Driving fast with cars, boy, I'm on the road now. Automatic star, my Vic take a cold now. Yeah. Rockstar, heavy metal, no guitar.
Even though these verses aren't officially legit and they weren't meant for the song, this edit still goes really hard, and it was so good that a lot of people really thought this version of Pissy Pamper was totally legit. I think there's a reason that the original version of Pissy Pamper went so viral and was so loved by so many people, and that's because it's just an A1 prime example of Carti and Pierre's synergy together. You have Carti doing an insanely catchy chorus over one of Pierre's most iconic and amazingly produced beats. It's no wonder that the song absolutely blew up after leaking. I think in this case, it's probably good that the song leaked, because considering the sample was blocked from being cleared, we never would have known about Pissy Pamper otherwise, and maybe Carti wouldn't be as popular as he is now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know down in the comments if you like the original sample better or the reworked version that Pierre previewed.